Hey guys, welcome back. Not that long ago at CES, I was able to pick up a unit for review, which was the Honor 5X. At the same time, they gave us actually a small box, this blue box specifically behind me, with a small little band called the Honor Band Z1. This band essentially is a sport tracking band, as well as a watch, of course, since it works as it looks and basically functions as a watch. We're going to do a quick review of the unit itself, and let me give you guys my thoughts as far as, is this something that you'd be able to use, or is this something that you just basically pass? Let's check it out. Here we have the actual Honor Band Z1. Now, the band itself is nicely contained within this actual package itself. We'll go ahead and flip over to the other side. It basically talks about steel rim, multiple watch faces design, and a TPU wristband, and that gives us the ability to have a really nice, ruggedized type of a tracking band. That's the best way to describe it. Fitness and steps monitoring. Obviously, it monitors your steps, running as well as the sleep, so you're able to actually monitor your sleep cycle. It is IP68 rating, which means you can actually dip it in water and wash your hands and not have to worry about it. The screen itself is a PMOLED display or touchscreen display, full touch operation, which gives you the ability to change between different watch faces. And information that says this is just to be able to basically set it up. Now, it is made by Huawei, and we'll get into the actual how to connect this to your device. Let's go ahead and open up the box itself. I'm opening the main flap. You're greeted directly with the watch itself. It says just try it. Of course, we're going to try it out. We'll open up the top flap, and we have the watch itself. And that's the first thing we're going to do. Taking out the watch itself out of the box is pretty simple. Very small, very minimalistic in design. It looks like as if it's a ring that you're supposed to spin, but it's not. The screen does have a little screen protector on it, and we'll go ahead and turn it on. As far as the back, let's go ahead and open it up. So the unit itself has another plastic protector here. There's the pogo pin connector to be able to charge the unit itself. That little spot on the right, and hopefully you guys can see that, is essentially the only power button that you're able to use to turn on the unit itself or turn it off. The band itself is fitted inside. It is not replaceable, so you're pretty much stuck with whatever they give you. Other than that, it really feels nice on the hand. Now, this is again made by Huawei, and it is compatible with, and it is branded under the Honor brand, so it's the same company that made the Huawei watch. Very nice, very durable. It feels really good. But by comparison on size, you could see here it's a little bit smaller and a lot thinner. Actually, we can just see here, much thinner than the actual Huawei watch itself. Intended to be a tracking, sport tracking band itself. Let's make sure to see what else we have in the box itself. And the last but not least, we have an additional band for be able to basically, a little rubber band to basically put it on here in case we need to, fasten it a little bit better. The dock charger, it's again pogo pin connector. We'll be able to connect that to the unit itself. Here's the cable itself for it, still nicely wrapped. And some instruction manual information, which we probably should read, but I don't think we really need to too much. And there's nothing else. Let's go ahead and show you real quick the actual device itself. So the unit and the interface itself is pretty seamless. Again, we charge it using the actual charger in the back, and the UI is pretty simple. Go ahead and turn it on for you guys. Hopefully you guys can see it pretty well. Double tapping turns on the unit itself. It's connected via Bluetooth. It tells you the battery percentage. It does actually say power, and it gives you the date. If you scroll down 35 steps, that's just because I usually film my videos really early in the morning. I'll turn it back on. Swiping up one more time tells us how much calories we've burned. This is where I was wearing it last night, so it's monitoring my sleep, and it says basically that I slept for 6 hours and 20 minutes, and we'll look a little bit more in analytics. This is if you're about to start a run and you want to basically just monitor it. This is the option if you want to monitor an event. You double tap it, you press and hold, and it starts counting down for you. Well, press and hold. And then you'll be able to start that activity itself. And then after that, you have some applications you can look at. You have watch faces, which you'll be able to change. You have the about, resetting it, restarting it, and I think the last one, it just goes back to watch faces. We'll go back here. This is one of them. The other one is just basically a date and time. Analog, of course. Now, the interesting part about this here, this even though is a circular casing, it's actually a square display by 128 by 128 ppi. And again, this is just a simple watch. I like personally to keep this one because it tells me my Bluetooth connection, the battery. It doesn't tell me the percentage, but it tells me at least that it's working. This is the actual application itself. The UI is very simple. You can install it on actually Android and iOS. That's the beauty of it. Once you install it, there's a few options here that you can turn on as far as basically idle reminders, to get basically once every hour or so tells you to get up and walk away. You can turn it on to tell you that if you're disconnected or connected via Bluetooth. I don't find that very helpful, as the watch itself actually can run by itself all day long and then just sync up the data at the end of the day if you for some reason had just a bad Bluetooth connection all day. Rotate the wick, of course, this is just a gesture, and then push notification messages, you're able to basically turn on what applications within your system can push messages directly to the watch. So you get a text message, you get a hangout message, you're able to turn it on, or you can disable all of them if you choose not to have any of those in there. Really nice, very functional, and very Android Wear-esque kind of thing. Alarm setting, of course, we can do here, and then we can update the actual watch itself. And do not disturb if you want to put in those hours in there, and then restore factory settings if you want to basically just reset it, and then you can unpair it there. But getting into the application itself, the information is pretty simple. Remember, you saw on the watch itself it said 35 steps. It is 35 steps. That's basically because I just got up. But if we swipe to the right, we'll go back here, go back. If we swipe to the right, we get the sleep information, which was 6 hours and 20 minutes. It tells me basically I had an hour and 57 minutes of deep sleep, which is about average or normal. If we tap it in, we get a little bit more specifics as far as when the actual times I was actually hitting deep sleep. So I was basically, regular light sleep and deep sleep consistently throughout the whole time. The last thing we can go here is we can do it in a monthly graph. Now, I was testing it with another device, which was the Huawei Mate 8 prior to this, so we'll go ahead and turn on that device. And with this one, you can see that the information basically synced over time, and you're able to basically see it, and you can again go in between months here and change it out. The unit itself works well. I like the fact that the form factor is small, it's easy, you can put it on. I would have liked it to be a little bit bigger, as it kind of almost looks like it's designed to be on smaller wrists, mostly because of the actual imprint. And when you put it on, it just kind of fits between my arm. I mean, you can see basically when it's put it on. And it really works well. It has about 3 days worth of life on a single charge. It uses the same style charger as the Huawei watch. So if you have a Huawei watch, you're pretty familiar with it. Not only that, you probably already have the dock that will work with this unit itself. So you could see here when I put it on my wrist, it just basically fits straight on. And you can see that the watch itself fits within my wrist. It just looks like a little bit smaller, as to when you put the Huawei watch itself, it looks like it fits the actual width of my wrist and just looks more, bigger. Again, this is intended to look more and function better as a watch, and it's a much more premium watch, where the Honor Band Z1 is intended to be a sport tracker and a watch at the same time. Works well. I like the actual connectors themselves as far as the wristband. I would have liked to be able to change them, but unfortunately at this design you cannot. This inclusion with the single power button that's on the back next to the pogo pin, it's almost a hidden function because you really don't know. When I first received the watch, I unboxed it and I had to put it on the dock to be able to power it on, and then I realized that the power does turn on when you plug it in. So if for any reason it dies on you, you just need to turn it on, just put it on the dock, it charges and it turns itself back on. But there is that one power button next to the pogo pin. That's about the only thing that most instructions actually weren't really mentioning too much about. Other than that, again, it works well. As you guys saw, it does the steps, it does the actual sleep patterns. It does remind you once an hour or so to get up and do some kind of activity so that you're not just sitting there. Other than that, it really just functions well. It gives you notifications. You can customize that part from the application. It works on Android and an iOS. I tested it out on 3 different devices. I went with the Mate 8, the Honor 5X, as well as the iPhone 6s Plus, just to kind of see how it works, and it really works well. You just want to use it as a sport tracking functionality and not have it paired to a unit itself. You can basically just sync up once a day, so you don't have to have it connected via Bluetooth all day long. You can turn off your Bluetooth because it functions exactly what it is. You're missing notifications, but that's about all you're going to miss. But as far as tracking, it holds the information on the unit itself, and you can sync it up at the end of the day or in the morning. That's how it usually works for me, at least at night, as I don't have my phone next to me when I sleep, and it still functions correctly. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Again, I use it on and off mostly as my sport tracking band, as opposed to using my Huawei watch, mostly because the Huawei watch is just too heavy. It's a nice watch and it looks great, but it's really, the functionality of having it as a fitness band is really a secondary design to it being a watch and being able to do notifications. Where this does it right, it's light, it's easy, it moves, it's IP68 rated, you can wash your hands, you can take a shower with it. You can do many things and still have it functional, and it's very, very nice and sleek. Again, I like the black coloring. It looks really, really good. Very minimalistic in the design. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.